Okay, hello everyone. I decided to start streaming some of my morning production sessions because it's fun and it's motivating. And today I'll just be kind of showing some of the music I'm working on in Ableton, talking through it. And I'm also testing my streaming setup to make sure everything's working right. So here we go. I can actually see that I'm live here now, which is cool. Kind of trippy actually, but I have the chat open here, so in case anyone tunes in, we can chat. But yeah, you can see my Ableton window and hopefully you can hear everything. I'm just going to start playing this track. Yeah, it's a track I started working on a few weeks ago. The title is One Xeno, which is a palindrome. I'm actually using this, using a Gabriel and Dresden track as a reference track, but I'm going to talk through some of the stuff I'm doing here. So my bass line is coming from Serum. It's a very kind of dirty saw bass, which I'm still trying to make it sound as fat and cool as possible. Right now it sounds nice. Let me check the stereo width here. It's like pretty mono. But I do remember when I added this sausage fattener with this guy. Yeah, so it sounds pretty thin before I turn that on. Once I turn that on, it's pretty... I'm wondering if I should make it a little wider on some of the highs. Let's see, what am I doing here? So the mid-side EQ, I don't want the sides to be too bassy. I think if I do that, oh wait, I should put this over here, whoops, so I can actually see the ozone imager after it goes through the mid-side EQ. So again, it's like pretty mono. Maybe I don't need to do this at all. Shoot, let me put in a new imager here. This lets me see the stereo width. Yeah, I don't think I actually want to do this tight low end thing over here. Let me just delete that one. Put this one here just to watch it, but I'm not doing anything to it. With this mid-side EQ, I'm essentially making the stuff above 500 hertz a little more on the sides, I think. But I'm keeping the low stuff, low frequency is really mono. So there's a little bit of that zzz on the sides, which makes it sound cool, but it's still very, it's not too wide. What happens if I turn on this Oxford inflator, which makes things sound yeah, maybe I do want that. don't want to go too overboard with it, but I mean, I think I kind of have too much stuff on this chain in general, but I think that sounds good. So in the overall mix, I mean, what I'm comparing it to is this, which sounds awesome. Now, obviously that reference track is already mastered, so, but when I let me just turn on my ozone maximizer, here's what mine sounds like. Not exactly the same, it's not supposed to be exactly the same, but I'm just going for the overall feel here, so. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that bass line. I'm gonna keep going here. Okay, so the little there's like a delay on the right channel in this little bass pluck loop, and I automated the EQ so that the delay portion of that sample is not too bassy, because it sounds kind of weird if you have like a delay sound that's too bassy. It's like blah, 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 blah. I want it to be more clean sounding, so that's why I did that. You can see I automated it, so hopefully that's not too distracting, especially when you have it in headphones. Does that second clap sound a little too loud? I mean, the claps do sound pretty clean. Is the second clap much louder? So negative 6.4. Let's see. No, they're exactly the same dB level. Yeah, I mean, it's pitched differently. Yeah, I think it sounds fine. All right, so in this part, have that little white noise thing. I feel like this should actually be like a lower pitch, like instead of let's just fix that. That sounds better, I think. So is this loud enough? Especially when you have it playing with this other descending riser thingy. Now, it kind of sounds like this thing is in the left channel more. I guess I can check out the imager. Yeah, it's tilted to the left. I think that's fine. I think that's just built into the sample being more, yeah, it's louder on the left, you can see, because this is fatter here. So does it stand out? Is it audible enough in this kind of Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so I feel like these hats, when they first come in, they just sound kind of quiet and weak. Now, obviously, this bass plug is playing at the same time. So let's take a look at how the frequencies balance here. So what am I saying? The bass is mainly in this kind of 100 to 1K frequency range, and then these hats, when they come in, they are a little higher in the range. Maybe I can boost, maybe I can boost that just a teeny tiny bit. Okay, and they play together. I mean, it might just be a placebo effect here, but I think the hats are standing out a little more. They still sound a little quiet. I mean, I could just literally turn them up by a couple decibels. But let me check this other hat. Oops. I mean, they sound great when they play by itself. It's obviously when this comes in that it's a little, that the hats are a little less audible. I think that's okay. There's a little bit of reverb on those hats. Do I want less reverb? Or more reverb? I don't think I want more reverb. I think I actually want a little less reverb. Sounds a little cleaner that way. Now the weird little ambient effects layer. Ah, I see. That sound is very much playing in the same frequency range as the hats. So it's kind of making the hats less audible, I think. So I don't want to get rid of this effects layer. It's definitely part of the ambiance to build up. And it's actually pretty quiet over here too. But what I can do is sidechain that synth FX noisy layer to the hats, so that when the hats are playing, the FX layer ducks itself, quiets itself, kind of moves out of the way to make room for the hats sonically. So I've used this track spacer plugin, which my friend Dennis told me about. Thank you, Dennis. And it's pretty easy. You just put it on the track that you're ducking. And with the newer versions of Ableton, you can just do a sidechain menu right here. So just select hats 2, which is this green layer that I want to sidechain it to, the layer I want it to listen to. So when it's the blue line on top is when the hat's playing. The white line on the bottom is the FX purple layer getting ducked. I want it to be pretty responsive, so I always end up turning the attack and release down. Yeah, I really only need to duck it when in the frequency range that the hats are playing, but that's fine. I mean, I can like 100, that's fine, yeah. I can duck it a lot, or very little. I feel like I always end up somewhere around 15 or 20. Maybe a little more this time. Yeah. So without the ducking, you're kind of fighting for space. With the ducking, yeah, maybe a little more. With the ducking, the FX layer is hopping out of the way. Okay, so to make sure it's not just a placebo effect, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to click on this button a random number of times while not keeping track of how many times I clicked it. 3.141592653593238 Okay, so now I do not remember if it's off or on. I think it sounds better this way. Okay, so yeah, it does sound better when it's on. Good. That was just a little blind A/B test that I did to make sure that I was not just imagining the difference between the plugin being on and off, because sometimes your eyes can trick your ears, you know. And it looks like I have a viewer. Woohoo! Eternal Lone Wanderer. Hey, what's up, man? Amazing. So, finish sidechaining that FX layer. So hopefully now when I play it back, that hats 2 layer is more audible. And again, I think the difference is very subtle, and it might just be a placebo effect happening here, but I'm pretty sure those hats are coming through clearer this time because the FX layer is ducking out of the way. But yeah, that's why I do those little blind A/B tests to make sure I'm not fooling myself. It makes me feel better about those kinds of decisions. Okay, so now I'm building up gradually until this part here, right? And so that's why I have these hats kind of coming in. It's like this hats layer first, then this one, back to that one, then that one again, then this hats 4 layer. And when I play it like that, it's like everything's very clear. But when I play it with all this other stuff playing, I feel like, again, this hats 4 layer, when it comes in, is like slightly getting muddled. Let's skip ahead here. It just sounds kind of quiet compared to when I play it by itself. And again, I think it's a similar reason here, where the frequency of hats 4 is in this kind of 350 and above hertz range, but on the other tracks, I've got that, I've got this thing again, got FX2, that's not very loud. Oh, and I have the synth loop coming in, but that's still pretty quiet. So I think it's the same deal here, like the FX, the purple layer here, pink, whatever, is competing with the frequency of the hats, and so I'm just gonna add another sidechain, and this time I'm gonna sidechain it to hats 4, same dealio as what I did with the hats 2 layer. Turn the attack and release down, and I'm solo that track with the hats for. Yep, same thing. And you know, just to be scientific about this, close my eyes, click on this, COX, WV, TSRT, PLM, LKJ, HGF, ECVA. Now I do not know if it's on or off. So A, my eyes are closed. B, A, B. Hang on, this is a really subtle difference. I'm actually not sure this time. Okay. Okay, the hats are coming through clearer on this setting, so yes, when it's on. That would have been embarrassing if I got it wrong. So yeah, I think it's coming through clearer again. All right, so let's listen to this whole section. Yeah, so I'm still feeling like those hats don't come through as clearly as, I mean, it's partly just because the pattern is like a little more sloppy on purpose, but they don't come through as clearly as the hat's 2-layer. And I think, let's see, we have 6.4. Oh shit, the E button on my keyboard just popped out. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. E for excellent. Okay. So, alright, I mean, like, dB meter wise, they're like the similar volume, but okay, so let's see. Versus oh wait. No, wait, never mind. I mean, I could just, what if I just crank this up by, no, well, what if I just crank this up by 1 decibel? Did that make a difference? Maybe? Let's do 1 more decibel right there. Okay, let's see how that feels. I think that's okay. I think I can hear those hats okay. And it's all part of this build anyway. Oh man, I can see my Ableton CPU is like at 69, 70%. So it's like dragging, or hopefully you're not getting too much clicks and pops or weird stuff on the stream. What if I do this? I get a little more latency, but that's okay. Hopefully the CPU usage goes down. Now look at that, 50%. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay. My god, it's 10 o'clock already? Where does the time go? Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with the way those things come in. And then we get to this part where this synth loop, which is sounds kind of dead mousy. In fact, I think I might have gotten it from one of his sample packs. And then this vocal comes in too, so I'm not actually sure if those are in the same key, but it sounds okay. And so I'm bringing in all these layers. The synth loop is like a basically an ARP, and they should be increasing over time. So one thing I've been trying to figure out is like, how do I make that more enveloping and like kind of more dramatic, I guess. Like, it's definitely gradually increasing in intensity, and I definitely have more time in the track to continue building that out, but I'm just trying to make the layers come in so that it feels like a building of energy and of sound. Not like a wall of sound, but more like a cocoon of sound. And so like I've got some risers here that are doing some weird stuff, but kind of just for I don't know, cool effects. The synth loop does have some ping pong delay on it, left right stereo stuff going on, and it's simply increasing in volume over time. Nothing too crazy here. Look at the stereo image. Yeah, it's like very wide, maybe even too wide, but that's nice and pleasant. The vocals. Plenty of reverb on that. Yeah, I wonder if I can make the volume more dramatic. The change in volume more dramatic. A little too quiet. Let's just make the whole thing a little louder. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see how that sounds in the mix overall. Oops. Effects. That sounds fine. How do I make it more exciting? Maybe change the pitch a bit more? Yeah, what if I like do a little bit of a step up here? -12, -10, -8, -6. I'm tuning it so each note is a little higher than the previous. Got a little staircase of, well, not quite chromatic, it's a whole step each time, but 0. Let me see what that sounds like. That might be actually a little too much. Let's see. Yeah, it's funny. Can barely hear it. I don't know. I guess I'll leave it. I think that layer is just like pretty quiet overall. I mean, maybe I can make it a little louder, but let's just leave it. And I've got this guy doing his thing. Bass plugs. Bump, 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 bump. Bass synth. I love that little muddy, gritty sound at the end. What if I just add some random notes here? get some farts in there. I mean, I don't know what note to put. Yeah, maybe a little too much. Almost sounds, you know, glitchy, like your computer is fuzzing out. Yeah, I like that. Alright, this FX is still sidechained to those two halves, so... That's cool. Where is that? That's stereo effect. Where's that coming from? Oh, that's from here. Is that just part of the sample? Oh wait, it's because I turned this grain delay on. Or something. Maybe it's on the whole time. Yeah, never mind. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Why does it sound so different here? Where'd the come from? Okay, sounds normal, sounds normal. Oh, I know where it's coming from. It is coming from the grain delay. It's coming from me automating the grain delay to increase the dry, or increase the wetness over time. So it's filling that up. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, I forgot I had even automated that grain delay. Sometimes I end up just doing so many things, maybe too many things, and I forget what I did previously. But wait, where is it peaking at? Might be a little too loud. Generally speaking, you want it to peak at like -3 to -6. So right now, it's like 1.5 or maybe 2 or 3 decibels too loud. So I'm just gonna turn everything down a little bit. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah, 2 dB. Oh, one more. Did I have everything selected? Oh shit, I should have turned the drum roll down with it. 2, and then, I mean, I'm gonna do a full mixing pass later, so this will probably all change, but turn everything down 1 more dB. Now, peaking on negative. Darn, it's still peaking above -3. Okay. 2 more. Okay. Wow, it's already past 10 a.m. Time flies when we're having fun. I am gonna have to go soon, but might as well play this through one more time for you to hear it from beginning to end, or at least the first minute and 15 seconds that I have. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn on ozone maximizer. So, oops. Oh, well, there. That's kind of cool. Whoa. Turn on ozone maximizer so that, you know, it's got some basic mastering, very, very, very basic mastering on the track. So okay, hopefully this isn't too loud. Brace yourself if it is. Oh man, it's not even. Okay, yeah. Let's just do that for now. So it should be, yeah, -0.3. Alright, I'm just gonna play this through. Enjoy. arpeggio thing, loop. Cool. But you know what? As a little bonus, I'm gonna show one more track, which I actually already finished and released, or at least I put it on my SoundCloud, I think. Yeah, I did. But I'm just going to show what it looks like in Ableton, and I won't talk through every single little thing, but I'll just basically be clicking on stuff and opening up tracks and plugins, and you can see it live, if you will. Of course, every Ableton project takes like 7 minutes to open at this point. But yeah, this track is 5 minutes long. It's called Pent Up Demand. Released it maybe a month or two ago, or maybe at this point, some number of weeks ago. But like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and click play and let you see kind of the innards of the sausage factory, if you will. Here we go. Oh my god, it's like using 87% of my CPU. So I have no idea how this will actually sound on the stream. I mean, this is partly why I'm doing this, to kind of tweak some of those things, but I'm gonna do my best here. Crank up the samples. 66% CPU usage. Yeah, let's see how it sounds, but let's try that again. You know, it's funny, I think Skrillex made a music video once where he just played the track and literally just, this was the music video. It was just him clicking around in Ableton and showing all of his plugins and stuff, just beginning to end. That was the music video, he published it, and you know, it was great. Hopefully one of these days someone will see all this and be like, no, Jeff, you did it completely wrong. You need the blah, blah, blah before the blah, blah, blah. And yeah, probably messed up some stuff. Probably doing it all wrong. Love this inflator. A lot of side chains. Yeah, my computer is definitely lagging. It's a MacBook Pro from like 2016, so probably not. Probably a little underpowered for all this, honestly. greedy. Pause it there and let my computer try to recover a bit. Oh wow, this is a long track. Okay, and just to give a sense of what's on my mastering chain here, just a very simple EQ, cutting out what's below 20 hertz. What's this? See, I don't remember the stuff I put on here. Oh, this was another EQ. Bringing out the highs a little bit. And then some gain staging. And then the famous glue compressor, which, as far as I understand, is made by was made by a company, Cytomic, that Ableton acquired or something, and it's supposed to be a decent simulation of the analog SSL something. Anyways, just some very basic glue compressor on there with a tiny bit of makeup gain. This thing, Puigchild, I don't know how to pronounce it, which I just used one of the presets, oops, oh, I clicked on something, the vintage mastering glue preset. Ozone exciter, I put this on here, accent stereo effects, the actual ozone maximizer, which was doing the actual mastering part, with some pretty straightforward settings. Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, I gotta go. Thanks for tuning in. Let me close this. Don't save. Whoa. Okay, yeah. That was fun. I'm gonna do more of this in the future. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time.